Pretty good.
New year, new clap.
Pretty good clap.
I'm fucking on it.
I'm gonna go 8.5. I'm gonna go 8.
Wow.
I'm gonna go 8.5.
I didn't think it was that good. I would give it like an 8.
You got, yeah, so that 1/2 is way over the top.
I think you went a little bit up because then you could round up to 9, and I don't.
Right.
I don't want to set myself up. It's a new year. I don't want to start.
It's a lot
too
of pressure.
high.
It's a lot of pressure. The first clap off the bat being a 9.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's January 8th.
Yeah.
It's January 8th.
Yeah.
It's a new year.
Yep.
And I mean,
and going smooth so far.
So we're 2 days after. We'll come out and say it now because now we're recording the pod. Taylor stormed the Capitol. Taylor went and stormed the United States Capitol with a few of his friends.
Yeah.
And what's weird...
with a few of my friends.
With a few of your friends. And what's weird is, and I didn't respond to this, but you FaceTimed me from the Capitol.
Right.
You FaceTimed me, and I said, Taylor, what are you doing? And you looked in the phone, and you said... Allah Akbar.
Allah. Right.
I was like, what does that mean, Taylor? And then you stormed the Capitol.
And then I stormed. Right. Of course. Yes. All of that is absolute. I'm just getting back.
You're just getting back.
Just getting back.
I know you wiped some of the paint off your face.
Right.
I saw you there.
Yep.
You had the hat on that looked like a buffalo.
Yeah.
And you had your tattoo on your arm.
I filed down the horns.
Right.
So now it just looks like a normal, furry, stupid hat. It doesn't look like exactly a buffalo head. It just looks like a stupid fur hat that no one would ever wear.
No, well, people in Brooklyn. Isn't that weird?
Brooklyn,
That hat is only worn by 2 people.
Yeah.
The alt-right and the alt-left. Everyone else in the middle?
It's that meme with the 2 strong biceps meeting in the middle. Stupid fur hats is the left and the right. Yes. I texted. It was like right in the like watching CNN and like everything's going on, and then I texted my buddies and I was like, oh. Things are looking crazy at the Capitol building. Hope you guys are safe down there, MAGA. And then I followed up with, oh, sorry, wrong chat.
Oh, that's funny.
It's great. I mean, nothing is better than people thinking for just half a second.
I can't even imagine you as a Trump supporter. Oh. I can't even imagine.
I'd have a whole different face and body and voice and it would be.
You work in finance.
Yeah, I work in
finance. A better apartment.
Yeah.
Things financially would be better. My anxiety.
I'd have
through the roof.
I'd have a grip on my finances in some capacity. Yeah.
You would be telling me I want to be in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
but I don't want to take the risk.
It'd be like the Bruce Banner adjustment to the Hulk. That's how much I would change. I would be unrecognizable if I became a Trump supporter, and I'd be green. And
you'd be green.
I'd be green for some reason.
What I liked about Wednesday, it was so weird because it's one of the worst events in American history,
easily.
And somehow, I still hated the media. They stormed the Capitol. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. This has never happened in American history. And I have the TV on.
Yeah.
We're flipping between all the channels. We have CNN on at the time.
Okay.
And they say, look at this picture. And it's the picture of the guy in Nancy Pelosi's office.
Yeah.
With his boot on Nancy Pelosi's desk. And they go, look at this. Disrespecting her desk, putting his boot on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the disrespectful thing that happened today, was him putting his boot on the desk,
right?
Not shattering the windows and attacking democracy.
Right.
That was, they're like, he also took her mail. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
First off, Nancy Pelosi gets her mail to the Capitol? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he stole an envelope for Spectrum Internet, looking for
That's exactly it.
Yeah, upgrading to a landline. They want to. Nancy.
The guy goes back to Arkansas and he's like, hey, it's just a bunch of AARP information. Wasn't at all what I thought.
Yeah, I signed that dumb bitch up for 3 months of stars.
That'll show her. Everyone's attacking Pelosi's house, spray painting it. This guy's like, nah, I'm going from the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
$19.99 a month.
Yeah, she can only watch billions. That's she's gonna have access to billions for so long.
The guy's like, Stars doesn't even have quality programming. Let's sign her up for this.
Yeah, I love it because it's like they got into like describing like an ice cream full of shit, right? Like that felt like the day. It felt like the whole day was just like a bowl of shit, right? And then somebody put sprinkles on top, and then they only would describe the sprinkles, right? Like the core problem was that they were at breaking windows, attacking democracy, trying to do a coup. And then they're like, where is their footwear? Where's their footwear at? And then it's like the guy running away with the podium. I'm like, yeah, that's good. It's a good visual. But to describe it, it's like, we get it.
Right, he also attacked democracy. Like, yeah, that's a funny picture. He looks like a guy that tries your boots on for you when you go skiing. That's what that guy looked like.
Right.
And like, yeah, it's fun, but also it's not.
Yeah, you could tell that they were like they got a little carried away. They were like they were too excited. Meaning like it was terrible, it was awful.
Right.
But I mean, for CNN, it's a dream come true.
But it's not like they still went low. Like, how did you still go low?
Yeah,
just shut up.
Low in the yeah. I mean, what they should have done was just show it. There were a couple things where they stopped talking for a minute, and they must have had a cameraman out with like a boom mic, and you were just picking up the sounds of the protesters, like yelling and shouting as they're trying to get in. And I was like, do 6 hours of that. And then occasionally have Wolf Blitzer going, hey, just a reminder, they are storming the Capitol.
Right.
That's it.
Anderson Cooper was on there. He's like, and then these people will go back to the Olive Garden and their DoubleTree hotels. And you could see like the executives at Olive Garden were like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I mean, cheap shot, but also, I mean, there's no such thing as bad press. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
When the first time United States citizens attacked the Capitol, that's not when I want, oh, by the way, it's unlimited salad and breadsticks this weekend.
Yeah, you know Anderson Cooper was at an Olive Garden this weekend, and they fucked up his order, and they were like, oh, you just wait. I'm going to get you back so
Let me tell you one thing. A gay Vanderbilt
is not going to
He's not going to the Olive Garden. That's one thing. That's another. I was like, you're not Olive Garden, Anderson. You don't know who goes to the Olive Garden. Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah.
Being a gay Vanderbilt.
He would have his private chef go to Olive Garden, bring the meal back, and then cook it slightly better. He would whatever he wanted. They would do like higher quality ingredients and make the same thing.
Yeah, that's an Italian restaurant. You just described an Italian restaurant.
I mean, I guess I did.
It's just Olive Garden, but better. Well, yeah, that's the nation of Italy.
Yeah, but like, have you ever thought about like taking fettuccine Alfredo, but then just doing it like nice and proper and like really good?
Like fresh grated parm on top, not stuff from like a bottle or anything, you know?
And like a limited amount of breadsticks, not like an endless amount of breadsticks.
Why do they even put bread on the table if it's so expensive? Well, maybe not even do that. That shows how genetically trash you are, where you're like, there has to be a better option than that.
Yeah, there's got to be. I mean, listen, you know, next to it's either the box of the hard spaghetti or you go to Olive Garden.
And Olive Garden, that's for going out. That's for mom's birthday. That's when you don't go to Jewel of India.
That's putting on
Passage to India.
That's
whatever.
Putting on the clean polo. You're putting on the clean polo.
Yeah, you tuck in the shirt.
You're tucking it in. Yeah, absolutely. Hair wet and to the side.
Yeah.
But
that's what. So Taylor was there.
Sure.
And that was after. So good New Year's.
Good New Year's. It was. So if my New Year's felt like I was in the witness protection program a little bit, like starting off the witness protection program.
Starting off.
In all the movies, when you start the witness protection program, they put you in a hotel room and then you just sit in there for an extended amount of time. Shar and I got a hotel room. And yeah, we got a hotel room at the Hoxton, Williamsburg. It's
I'll take your word for it.
12 blocks from our apartment.
Okay.
We just got it purely for the sake of not being in the apartment, whatever we do.
120 a night.
200.
That's still good.
I mean, it was great.
That's fun.
And it's a good hotel, but they put us in the shit room. They put us in like the section where they were like, we don't care what happens. This is the COVID section. We've got nicer places that we could open up, but we're just going to give you the normal
They
room.
saw you and they're like, nah, these are fucking townies looking to get away.
Yeah. They walked
Make
here.
them look at their apartment from the room.
They walked here, and we brought Patrick. So they were like,
oh,
yeah.
That's what did it. That's what did it.
Yeah. They weren't giving us a nice room.
Nope.
Yeah. So we got this hotel room, and the like I would say the highlights of the night were watching National Treasure on TV with commercials.
Of course.
Brilliant. Getting Mabel's barbecue. Do you know Mabel's?
No, I've never heard.
It's amazing. It's incredible. Just too much.
Shout out Mabel's.
Shout out Mabel's. Ribs, pulled pork.
You brought that
wings.
to the hotel?
We brought it to the hotel.
Do you understand why you didn't get a good like you keep talking?
Yeah.
You're like, we brought a dog and the messiest cuisine you can.
Messiest cuisine possible. It's not like we showed up with the Mabels and we were like, take us to the room.
Squire?
Yeah, I'm like munching on a rib, just like whatever you got. Put us wherever. No, we went out and picked it up, but it was very funny to like sit in the place and like they didn't give a shit. Like they didn't give us forks or napkins or anything. And so Shar just grabs like one of the towels and just starts wiping barbecue sauce all over this. I mean, and I'm just like, all right, we're really living it up.
Yeah, it's gonna be 220 tonight. I'll tell you that much, babe.
Yeah, they're hiking it up. We got a special. For $10 more on top of our bill.
Okay.
They gave us what they called a champagne and caviar special.
No, they didn't.
You better believe they didn't.
1,000% not.
Better believe they didn't. What showed up was, first of all, it came wrapped in like wax paper, so it didn't even like come in a bag. It came in sandwich paper, so it was like the individual ingredients. So
ingredients of caviar.
Well, caviar.
They gave you the fish, and you had to impregnate the fish.
Yeah, you had to fuck the fish, and then you have to hang out with it for a little while, and then it birthed in a jar. The little jar of caviar, and then this like creme fraiche, a little creme fraiche.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But that came in like a little like ketchup container, and then for like the thing that you put this all on, a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, they weren't going to give you the potato chips, but then they saw you with the fucking barbecue and they said, no, these are chip people.
Yeah, they're definitely chip people, for sure.
Wise? What kind of chips?
Cape Cod.
That's a quality chip. That's a kettle chip.
It's a kettle chip. Yeah, for sure.
That's
for
good.
sure. I like that we both are in agreement that a kettle chip is somehow quality, even though you just put it in oil.
Oh, no. Kettle chip,
longer.
good eating. Like a kettle chip, that's class.
Luxury.
But the best chip is a Ridge chip. We
Like
don't have to
Ruffles?
go into this.
Like
Like a Ruffles. Ruffles is the best potato chip, and that goes without question. That is the highest quality chip you could have.
There's the Utz version of Ruffles.
Not as good as Ruffles.
Oof. I agree to disagree. I
enjoy Utz. I respect what they're doing
Yes.
in the Mid-Atlantic region.
Yep.
I disagree. Ruffles is the best quality chip. It holds a French onion dip unlike any other chip.
Well, I totally understand where you're coming from. I hear you. That's my new thing in 2021. I'm hearing people.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm going to hear people.
Yeah, that's your general aesthetic.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
Yeah,
and I'm sticking to it at 21, you goddamn cucks.
It's my goddamn aesthetic. Can't wait for the B and the C static.
Yeah.
So the caviar was disgusting, and then the champagne. This
Have
was
you ever had caviar before?
I've had it on sushi.
And you get quality sushi a lot, so I'm not going to question you.
Well, I wouldn't say I get like the quality caviar. I mean,
Sugarfish is quality caviar.
I've never had caviar on a thing at Sugarfish.
Oh, you only got like delivery?
No, there's never caviar in the meal.
Sometimes the little fish eggs on top of on a roll there.
Maybe
on a salmon avocado little orange dots.
You might be. I think you're right. I think you are right.
I think I'm right. Call us in if I'm wrong.
Yeah, call the hotline. Lines are open.
Lines are open.
As always. The champagne for this. The champagne.
Oh, this is where you're gonna.
Yeah.
This is your area.
Yeah. Right. What they gave us could not be farther away from what champagne is.
Okay.
They gave us 2 cans of spiked seltzer.
To you, that's champagne.
What do you
that's
mean?
That's like Prosecco to you, where it's like, it's not champagne, but it's close.
It's not even close. It was like, it might as well have been White Claws.
I thought it was White Claws.
Right, but it was like these really like hibiscus flavored like gross, like really gross.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And they were like 4% alcohol, and they were just like, here's your bag of potato chips, fish eggs, weird cream shit, and 2 hard seltzers. Thanks for the $10.
This is what they should have done. They should have given to you in the bag, and when they gave it to you, spit in your face.
Yeah.
They said thanks.
Yeah,
thanks for $10.
And then they would have said, "Where's my tip? Where's my tip for bringing it?"
The Hawk's Eye, you said?
Yeah, it's right across from the Williamsburg Hotel.
Okay. You have a pool up there. I've never been.
Yeah, I like the fact that they have it written vertically. They have the Williamsburg Hotel written vertically in brick.
Yeah, that's money.
Cool.
That's money.
That's just every time I see it, I'm like, that's just dope.
This building has that too. They have the address on the side of the building and
that's awesome.
And vertical. They don't tell you it's filled with cockroaches, but we haven't had any.
The building?
The building.
Right.
Full of them. Don't tell you that.
Yeah.
But it is pretty cool.
I mean, it would be funny at the top, vertical from the top of the building, they said cockroaches live here. Like
that's so much brick.
Yeah,
they were probably like, can we include the cockroach part? They're like, we just don't have enough brick. We would if we could.
Cockroaches live is what they get to.
And they're like, is this just a pro-cockroach post?
Is this Banksy?
People are like, this is art. We'll pay more for the apartment. So that's a good New Year's overall.
It was great. We watched Anderson Cooper get drunk on TV.
What is it? People watch the CNN. How cuckish are you to watch the CNN drop?
Because everything else is so stupid. And it's just, listen, all of it's stupid. I would rather watch Miss Congeniality, which is what we ended up doing at a certain point.
That's what it is.
But,
my dad's gonna fucking love that.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking love it.
Yeah.
Andy Cohen and, Anderson Cooper take shots every hour.
Yeah,
up to
that's not stupid.
That's it. That is the only selling point of watching it. Is by the time 11 o'clock comes out, you can see that they've actually taken shots, and then they are a little bit tipsy on air, and you're just like, all right, go off.
Andy Cohen hasn't been sober in 30 years.
Yeah,
that's standard for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would say anybody who's in a prominent position who's getting drunk, and it seems like they're getting drunk on television, entertaining.
Oh, you don't watch Andy Cohen?
No.
Oh.
He's
if you think that's wild, a shot every hour for Andy Cohen that is sober. That's the program for Andy Cohen.
I've tried to watch What Happens Live, and I truly would rather have eye surgery done on me.
Well then, don't judge, because that's what he's doing on there.
Yeah,
he's getting fucking annihilated.
Well, Shar will have it on, and I'll just be like, what? And especially over quarantine, it is just it's like
it's unbearable.
Asking the worst questions to the worst people, and then. They can never get the Zoom timing right.
No.
And so it's always like you'll ask the stupidest question to the stupidest person, and then the person will like stutter respond to a stupid question with a stupid response. And Andy Cohen will just be like, okay.
Because he's so fucking hammered. He's like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
He doesn't drink on air, does he?
Yeah, they have a bartender. I haven't watched it during COVID.
Yeah, I don't think he does it. He hasn't been doing it. Yeah, but okay, because that sounded right, but every episode we watched, I was like, he looks dead sober and unhappy.
That might be why it's awful, because he's sober.
Right, and unhappy to be there. He looks so just like, I'm getting paid so much money to be here.
Someone get this gay Jew a drink. That's what I would be on there.
That would be all the tweets.
On Zoom. I'd be on there. I'd be like, Andy, can someone get you gay Jew a drink?
You'd be they do like Zoom audience. They do like where they just cut to like people going, yeah, I'm watching the show. You just have a sign up being like,
get this gay Jew a drink. I put a little Star of David, a little Manischewitz. Like, come on, someone else is
glitter. There's just glitter all over it.
Yeah, it's just a spark coming out of the Manischewitz. I'm like, this is a gay Jew drink. I don't know. I'm trying here. No one else is. We're taking shots.
Yeah. So that was my New Year's. It was good.
It was good New Year's.
Good New Year's. And we had a really nice view of Manhattan, and we saw a couple fireworks. And then we went to bed at like 12:15.
There you go.
What about you?
You stayed up. What about me? Well, first off, I want to say something that just happened to me today. Okay. Well, first off, I'll say my gym is hiring, Taylor. Which I like. I like in a bad environment. My gym is hiring. I'm a fan of people making money.
Sure. Okay.
I walk in today.
Yeah.
New girl working the front.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a guy who thinks stereotypes should be applied to everyone.
Okay.
This being said, my hands were tied. My hands were tied. I walk into the gym, new girl working it, black girl, blonde weave, 12-inch neon green acrylic nails.
When you say 12-inch,
a ruler's length acrylic nails.
You're saying like out, curled, down.
Yes.
And if you straighten them out, it would be 12 inches.
It like went down the nail, but didn't curl. It was very witch-like. It was close to witch.
And all five digits?
On 10 hands. 10 hands on 10 fingers.
Jenny.
She was also an Indian goddess.
Yeah.
Who had
and that's where I drew the line.
And that's where I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
She had the acrylic nails, fake weave, green acrylic nails.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and she's on the phone screaming.
Yeah.
He's just disrespectful.
Okay.
And I'm looking around, and I'm like, is this me? Am I making this up?
Is this also like 7 o'clock in the morning?
No, this is at noon.
Okay, this is at noon.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
right.
she goes, and he's just disrespectful.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, am I on something?
Right.
Are you trying to catch me in something?
Right.
Because there's no way. You always hear about like a black, what are they called, secretary on the phone, like, oh, no, he didn't. And I was like, right. That can't possibly exist.
Okay.
At New York Sports Club at Broad Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was like, is 2021 the year of the stereotype? Is that what we're going to do this year? Is this how we're going to start the fight on the most exaggerated stereotypes becoming real?
Yeah.
It's like some sort of weird Adam Sandler movie where he's like, I made it in alternate universe where everyone...
It's click, but for stereotypes.
With stereotypes.
Yeah, he clicked the stereotype button, and
then the warp came up, and he walked through the warp, and it's just like white people not having rhythm, and it's black secretary screaming into the phone. It legit took 5 minutes for her to stop screaming. Is he disrespectful?
Yeah.
Well, no. First off, he was disrespectful.
He is disrespectful.
Yeah, it wasn't is he disrespectful. Right. This man...
It was not inquisitive, it was assertive.
Right. And first off, who uses a landline anymore?
Right.
She was using the gym phone. I'm like, do you still have minutes on your phone and that's why you're not... What is your mobile plan?
Right.
Where you can't use your cell phone, you're using the gym phone.
I like to think that it was gym business. It was
turned into that?
Yeah, it turned into that. Like it was somebody who was thinking about signing up for a gym membership, but then got real disrespectful. And then she's...
Or the husband was disrespectful.
Yeah, he's disrespectful.
He was very disrespectful.
Yeah, or it's somebody who wanted to sign up for gym membership, and then the person next to them started getting disrespectful, and then they communicated it to the person on the phone, and she goes, he is disrespectful. Agreeing with the person on the phone.
It's like, her New Year's resolution is positive affirmations.
A positive affirmation.
So the person on the phone's like, he's disrespectful. And you're like, and he's disrespectful.
And he is disrespectful. And they go, yeah. Yes, he is.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
So
I will sign up for a gym membership.
Yeah, she works sales, this woman. She works sales.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me today.
Okay.
And then what's happened over, I went home.
Yes.
I went home. And one thing that's been going on, Taylor, with my family, it's in the lockdown. They've become health conscious adjacent. They're doing better. They go on a walk every day, Taylor. My parents go for a walk every day. Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how long the walk is. I'm not going to say, because if I do say, they're going to listen to this and say that's not how long the walk is. So I'm just
meaning that it's longer,
I don't know.
Always longer.
I want to say it's 5 miles. I don't know if that's correct.
I mean, I feel like 5 miles is a reasonable. I walked 5 miles over the break. That's a long walk.
It's a straightway. On the North Shore of Long Island, there's a road that connects Oyster Bay to the town of Bayville, and they walk alongside that road on the bay. It's very nice. It's very scenic. It's very picturesque. And what's been going on, Taylor? They've been doing this since April.
Okay.
They go the same time every day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They see the same people every day.
Oh, they've got walk friends.
They have walk friends, but what they have done is they've created storylines for every person on the walk.
You mean as opposed to getting to know these people, they've just assumed...
Well, because you're just walking.
Oh, okay.
No one's stopping and chatting. You're walking. You give a hello, good morning, how are you? Maybe a tip of your coffee, and you continue your day. Sure. You don't have real time to communicate when you're on the walk. Because it's business. It's business for everyone.
Yeah, and also you don't know these people. I was wondering how do you develop I mean, unless they have a dog and you have a dog. That's pretty much the only...
No dogs allowed on the path, I believe. My parents could... Mom and Dad, Cohen, let me know if there's no dogs on the path. We have never seen a dog on the path. I will get to what we have seen on the path.
Okay, all right, okay.
Now, so every person is a character that they have created in their minds.
Okay.
So, for example, we pull in, and there's a car there, and my mom goes, up, Willie Nelson's here. Well, Willie Nelson? And she goes, hey, Willie Nelson, you know? He's an older guy, big beard. He goes on, he walks, comes early in the morning, and he sits by his car. I was like, okay. And she's like, and you know what's weird about Willie Nelson? During the summer, he had a long beard, but during the winter, he's had a short beard. And I said, okay, I don't know this person.
Yeah, and it also seems like you don't know this person.
But what she does know
yeah.
is that he has a long beard in the summer, short beard in the winter, which I will agree, Mom. That is weird.
It's a little weird.
It's weird. It's weird to point out. I will agree.
Well, it's only weird in the sense of like one isolated observation about this person. You don't know if this person just decided, I don't care what month it is, I've decided to trim my beard.
Oh, no, and then one week Willie Nelson didn't show up, and they were very concerned for Willie Nelson. But he has returned in the new year.
That's good.
So we park. Willie Nelson's car is there. We assume he is on the path. Now we're walking, and there's so many characters that you go to Disney growing up?
No, only when I was a child, and I don't remember.
Okay.
Well, I was on what is it? What's the one where It's a Small World?
The ride?
Yeah, the ride.
Yeah.
Full meltdown. Thought it was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, it's small children singing without blinking their eyes. It's very small. Very small. It's very
quick movements, and you're in a cave.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
It feels like when you go to Disney and like you had the autograph book for the characters. That's what I felt like. I wanted to get my parents like autograph books so these people could be like, oh, I'm fat lady who sometimes walks the full way, but not the full way. That's another thing my parents, they give them like these awful like Native American names.
Yeah.
So like that is fat lady who doesn't walk full way.
God. You guys, your parents are doing like a mean Canterbury Tales.
Sometimes it's mean. Sometimes, listen. I have walked this walk several times. The fat lady does not walk the full way. Sometimes she starts where my parents start and goes halfway. Sometimes she starts at the other end and goes halfway. But the fat lady does not walk the full way. Hence the name Fat Lady Who Doesn't Go the Full Way.
Right.
It's long. It's winded. It's semi-Native American.
And if you told her it, she would be probably upset.
Well, hopefully she lose weight. Because let me tell you something, Taylor. In the year they've been walking, she has not lost a pound.
Right.
That's a problem. But then we have so many other characters. We have skinny guy who runs. We have fat girl who walks full way. We have
fat girl who walks full way?
No, fat girl who walks halfway. I'm sorry.
Because if there's
I don't want to cry. Yeah, I don't.
If there's a fat girl who walks full way, then I see what the naming pattern is.
Yes. No.
You would need to discern one from the other.
Right. There was Santa on the bike, which was a guy who dressed as Santa, and he would always take his bike down the trail.
They didn't go with Fat Willie Nelson on that.
Well, no, because it was a very fake outfit. Fake beard, fake... Well,
oh, it wasn't literally a guy dressed up as Santa.
Literally a guy dressed up as Santa
riding on his bike. I thought it was a guy with
it's literal.
Beard. Okay.
It's very literal.
Sure.
Then there's my grandmother. They say, there's your grandmother. And it's a woman who, like, looks like my grandma, like 20%. She looks like my...
In the sense that it's an old woman.
It's an older woman. She kind of looks like my grandma. She kind of has, like, a sharp nose. I mean, you're really stretching.
Sure.
Saying that.
Yeah.
There's also... Now, this was someone I had a problem... Well, then, before we get to that, there's someone that walks on the bridge. I won't say her name. It's a woman my mom used to work with. She walks the bridge.
Okay.
So we'll call her Kim, and then there's fake Kim. So when we're on the path, my parents will go, who will we see first? Will we see Kim or will we see fake Kim? And we don't know. But then sometimes you see Kim. Sometimes Kim likes to walk the full way with my parents. It becomes a whole thing.
Yeah.
But last time we walked, my mom likes to walk ahead of my dad because she likes to do it a little bit faster time, get her heart rate up. But then she had to be stopped by Kim because Kim thought she saw an owl in the tree and stopped my mom and said, "Is that an owl?" And my mom said, "How the fuck should I know what's in the tree?" And then Kim took a picture of what she thought was an owl and said, "No, let me zoom in and we can see if this was an owl." And my mom was like, I have no interest. I have no interest.
Sure.
But then last time we walked also, my mom thought she either saw a deer or a big dog, which interfered with her pacing. We still to this day do not know if it was a deer or a big dog.
How does that affect her? She had to stop?
She stopped and said, "Is that a deer? Or is that a big dog?"
Does your mom jog?
She walks brisk. She walks brisk.
She's got a brisk. Does she do the? She does the arm things.
She doesn't hold anything in her arms, but
with purpose, like intentionally, like she's getting the.
I would imagine Mom Cohen let us know, but
because I mean, like if I'm walking my normal pace, I will be walking ahead of Shar, and she will get upset at me.
No, my mom is intentionally doing this.
Okay.
For faster pace. There's these two women who have two different nicknames depending on which parent you're walking with at the time.
Yeah.
If it's my mom, it's the two sisters. If it's my dad, it's the lesbians. We don't know if they're sisters. We don't know if they're lesbians. We don't know if they're lesbian sisters. We also don't know their names and are not interested.
You know what this feels like? This feels like you learned all this information over the holidays, and you no longer want to be the only one who has this information.
Oh no, my sister also has the keys to the vault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not. I've been collecting this data. If you want more, you can come on the walk. We're doing it this weekend. I'm going home. I told you.
Yeah.
You want to come on the walk, baby? We'll do it.
Yeah. What a sell that would be to go home and be like, "Hey, Shar, I'm gonna go out to Long Island this weekend to walk with Rich's family."
Let me tell you something. It's a good time. We get coffees, we walk, and then you have to pee, but you don't know where you can throw out the cup because there's no trash.
Wait, you piss in the cup?
No, you can't piss in the cup, but there's also no garbage for the cup. So now you got to pee and you got to hold the cup. It becomes a whole thing. So I don't like to get a coffee before Taylor, but my dad insists that he needs to have a tea before the walk and a coffee after the walk. So we go and we get his tea before the walk, and then we get a coffee after the walk, but then he has to hold the tea in his hand as we're walking for most of the time. And then there was a trash can that we thought was thrown off because of landscapers, but then the garbage can was taken away. So maybe it wasn't the landscapers. Maybe it was the town. We just don't know.
What kind of tea does your dad drink?
It's a Lipton lemon. And
he does a Lipton lemon?
It's a Lipton lemon.
All right.
And so we have the lesbian sisters.
Okay, lesbian
that I've
sisters.
brought up.
Who were sorry, they're either lesbian they're either sisters or they're lesbians.
Or lesbian sisters. Let's not exclude the combination.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Very possible that they're lesbian sisters. Then last time we were walking, we were finishing up.
Yeah.
And there were two people that were slow walking. Here's the thing, Taylor. My parents have never seen them before. They didn't know who to attribute the slow walking to. So my mom was like, do we speed up and go ahead or do we stay back and slow our pace? And my dad was like, let's slow our pace. Also, these people are new. We need to give them a name. And I was like, who are you to be the king and queen of the walking court to assign names to people that they don't even know they're being assigned?
Your dad pulls out his decorative sword to knight these strangers.
It's a mental sword.
And bequeath them with their new names.
So now they're the slow walkers.
Now they're the
slow walkers. So, and also, they better wear the same That's the thing about these people. Also, they all wear the same outfits every day.
It sounds like a Polish family that they're like slow walker is one word.
Slowowski.
Yeah, Slowowski. Yeah.
And so now we have the slow walkers, and then I don't know. I'm going to go on the walk this week, and I'll alert you if the slow walkers are there. Then, Taylor, we have something that came up. The fireman. Now, the fireman is a man who always wears fire department clothing. So it's either he supports the fire department, He's a fireman himself.
Not full gear oxygen
Not full
tank,
gear. Sweatshirt, sweatpants, hat. He's the fireman.
Right.
He also sometimes walks with his son. I've never seen the son before. I've only seen the fireman by himself. I saw the son over New Year's. The son is some sort of like mentally ill.
Yes.
Like can't move. Like I don't want to say Down
Physically?
syndrome. It's not Down syndrome.
Physically disabled?
Physically completely disabled.
Like in a wheelchair?
And he was pushing him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the disease would be here. He like the kid.
Did he look like
I don't know why I was mimicking what he looked like, but his hands were out here, and he like I don't know what that is.
All
you know
right,
what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly, and I know exactly what you're going for. Because
I don't know what it is.
It's not. I feel like I'm walking through a landmine, taking a guess of it, but I know exactly where it has the recognized qualities of Down syndrome, where like you've seen multiple people have this same sort of issue where it's like
right. It's not Down syndrome.
No, it's definitely not Down syndrome, but it's the low brain function, inability to speak. They're in a wheelchair.
Correct.
Yes, and to
put it back in the Disney reference, this guy would have cut you in line for the teacups. Let's put it at that.
Yeah,
he gets ahead of you in the teacup line.
Got it.
Okay, and so he's walking with the son.
Yeah,
and I've never seen the son before, so I'm looking at the son. But I'm not really looking at the son. The reason why I'm looking at him is because the son, in all his retarded state, has a boombox on his lap.
Yeah.
Blasting music. So I'm looking at the boombox on the retarded kid's lap.
Yeah.
The dad is looking at me
like
I'm staring at his retarded son for being retarded. But I'm like, no, it's not because he's like that. It's because he has a boombox on it. I'm not looking at him because he's like that. I'm looking, who has a boombox anymore? Who carries around the boombox, retarded or not?
Are we talking like big Dre beats, or are we talking about like old timey like 2D batteries?
It was a boombox on the kid's lap, and the guy's looking at me in disgust. I'm like, you're looking at me in disgust? Invest in a better fucking sound system.
Yeah. What were they playing? What music?
It was like rock. It was good music. I like the music. I'm a fan of the music. But don't look at me like, why would you look at my son like that?
Yeah.
Because he has a boombox.
Yeah.
And happens to be retarded. It's not because he's retarded.
Right.
It's because he has a boombox on his lap. Put some fucking earpods in. I won't look next time. This is on you, baby.
This whole story feels like a setup for you feeling comfortable to say retarded a bunch of times.
What else is the guy?
Like as you were going, I was like, there better be a dead body at the end of this story.
Worse. Boombox. Worse than a dead body. Fucking boombox.
You're just going off about these people. It sounded like, for a minute, I was having a conversation with my mother of like all these people that are in her neighborhood, and I'm just like, what? Okay, I have to create the image in my head, and then you just keep going with the story. I'm like, somebody better be dead. So the slow walker, your dad better shot the slow walker.
I took 2 minutes to be like, oh, I don't know what he is. He could be this. He could be that. I saved us another 17 minutes by going, oh, he's retarded.
Right.
Now we all know what it is.
Right.
We also know it's a boombox. And that's ridiculous.
Mentally handicapped.
He's also physically handicapped. He's all the handicaps.
But it's not.
We got all the handicaps.
1 + 1 doesn't equal.
He's mentally handicapped. He's physically handicapped. And he has a boombox.
Yeah.
Some would say that's the holy trifecta of stairs.
Of what?
Of staring.
Of optically taking a minute to assess the situation.
Right.
You did an ocular pat down on this kid.
No matter if you are able-bodied or completely handicapped,
yes.
If you have a boombox on your person,
people are going to look
at you. I will stare at you.
Yes.
And I'm sorry.
Right.
But don't look at me like, why would you stare at me?
I think if you are playing music in public, period, you are setting yourself up to be stared at.
Right.
There's nobody who gets anonymity.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't get anonymity and privacy in public if you are blasting music through an audio device. Doesn't matter. It's not like you're going to go like I'm picturing you clock all that and then go, I don't need to see anything else. I don't need to see anything.
It was very quick. It was about like a 3-second stare, but then I looked up and the dad's looking at me like,
yeah,
oh, close-minded. I'm like, no, buy headphones.
Yeah.
So that's the fireman.
Or at the very least, have a smaller speaker.
Smaller speaker.
It's not a loud thing, is it?
I would still look.
Of course.
Because I'd be like, Dad, I might even look longer. Like, where's the music coming from?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Is it built into the chair?
Is he coming out with the music? Is the kid coming out with it? So that's the fireman. And then something new that's been happening.
Yeah.
Duck hunters.
People who go to hunt.
Hunting ducks on the walk.
What?
To give you a frame of mind, it's the walking path is here. I'll bring it to the camera. There is a highway next to it, and on the other side is the bay. So the duck hunters go on like the little marshland of the bay, essentially on the highway.
Right.
In my opinion, and I don't know anything about duck hunting, there's better places.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. They've been there for a couple months now, Taylor. I'm going to say about 2 months.
Do you hear them? You hear gunshots going off constantly?
Yeah! But they've never hit anything until January 2nd. We were walking back.
Yeah.
And they shot down a goose.
Okay. Yeah.
A goose.
So now they are officially geese hunter.
Well, first off, they shoot down a goose, and then my mom goes, "What? Did they just shoot down a duck?"
So you can see them.
You see you saw the bird in the air, you saw the guns, and then you saw the bird drop out of the sky.
So it was like above your head.
Right? Yeah, you saw it.
So meaning,
it was Long Island 9/11. You just saw it in the air, and then it was down.
Right. And yeah, school had half day.
Right, and a lot of people
got evacuated.
And a lot of people now have cross tattoos with their geese on the cross.
The Zoom classes halted, and a small screen popped up on the Zoom classes to report the news coverage of this goose getting shot. Okay. Yeah.
So it falls out of the sky. My mom goes, "They shot down a duck."
Yeah.
And then me and my dad go, "No, I think that was a goose."
Yeah.
And my mom goes, "How do you know?" And we were like, "Well, it's because it's not a duck, and it's a goose." And then we had to kind of get through that a little bit.
Sure.
And then this is the weird thing about it. Here's the weird thing. They shot down the duck, and it was probably a goose. I'm sorry, not duck. It was probably like 8 feet from the water.
Okay.
The hunter, one of the hunters, we see walking into the bushes, pulls out a boat, like a canoe. Puts on a life vest and a paddle. Strokes it once, just like kind of pushes off the beach and heads out in the boat to get the goose.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, could you walk in? Could you get a net or something?"
Yeah, a net would have been better. But I mean, walking in, you're gonna get wet, and then you're just gonna stand around like a ding dong.
Suit on.
Oh, they got the long johns.
They got the whole thing.
They got the rubber pants.
They just walk in and go. You have to get a canoe. You're really like making this a thing that it's not.
It sounds like somebody like splurged at Gander Mountain and was just like, "I got it. I bought the canoe."
It's a guy who got his stimulus check and said, "Well, I'm not gonna not duck hunt now."
Yeah, yeah. I'm buying the shotgun. I'm buying the rubber pants, and then I'm also buying a canoe.
Right.
And then was just like, "Fuck, am I gonna do with this canoe?" Like was intentionally waiting for the goose to go out into the water so he could use the canoe.
He spent so much money on all this equipment that it took 2 months for him not to get a duck that he shot a goose.
I'm still caught up on you. So how far away was the gunshot and the person with the gun compared to this path that everybody...
10 yards.
What?
Yeah.
And he's just firing kind of towards the...
So it's the other way.
Okay,
so you're in back of the hunters.
I thought you like looked up and a goose like just fucking fell.
Yeah, essentially, the goose probably fell like 50 yards from us.
Oh, okay, but the other direction.
So the goose was down in the water. Then the guys.
Yeah, the goose would have been the other side of the bread if it were a sandwich. You were
Correct.
one piece of bread.
Correct.
The hunter's the meat.
Yeah, that's a really weird way to describe distance. Is sandwich length. I don't even.
Not even distance.
Trying to wrap my brain around how you just did that.
It's just not distance, but location. Who was where? Who's where? Who's the meat and who's the bread? Hey, did it work?
Nope. Still very confusing. But now they're eating Goose, and then the slow walkers walked even slower because the slow walkers were closer to the hunters than us. That really slowed down our path. But
yeah, maybe they were afraid of getting shot.
no, because they're shooting the other way, Taylor.
But 10 yards away.
Listen,
I would be a little hesitant.
Listen, if they didn't get that Goose, I'd be concerned because that means no duck, no goose. Next thing, slow walkers.
Slow walkers. Yeah, definitely slow walkers.
So we walk that day. Now listen to this, you silly bitch. The night before, where do we go, Taylor?
The Italian restaurant?
We went to the Italian restaurant, Phil's of Long Island. It's fantastic. I've told you about this before. They have a great Caesar salad and a great...
Is this where Maxine's at?
Taylor?
Get out of... I gotta get out of your head.
Well, we sit down. Now, we don't have Maxine. We have the Autistic Waitress.
Okay.
The Autistic Waitress is someone that walks up and she goes, "It's cold out." And we go, "Yeah, it's a little cold." And she'll just stare at us.
Yeah.
We'll be like, "All right, we'll take 2 bottles of Merlot." Well, she won't say what you want. she goes like, "New shoes?" And then just stares at you and you're like, "Yes, and I'd also like..."
I'd like to order.
Yeah, I will also take yada yada. So we have the Autistic Waitress. Now, the Autistic Waitress is taking care of us all night. Who is at the table, Taylor? It is me, my parents, my sister, her boyfriend, me, my girlfriend.
Yes.
They're all aware that last time we visited this establishment,
Maxine
we were all
blew the lid off of it.
Maxine addressed the table with her concerns.
Right. Does your family refer to her as Maxine now?
Now, yeah. My dad was like, "That's Maxine." And I go, "I fucking know who it is. I came up with the name, you dick." So we're sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Who comes to clean off our cups? Maxine! Maxine stops by! But Taylor, Maxine... First, so when we're sitting down, the Autistic Waitress comes by, and my girlfriend goes, "Is that her?" And I go, "Hold."
Yeah.
I go, "Yield."
Yeah. Cool it.
Maxine comes up, and she's right here on me.
Yeah.
Between me and my dad, right up on me.
Yeah.
And I look at my girlfriend, and I just say, "This is her." And everyone at the table just stares at me. I thought I said it like, "This is her."
Yeah.
But what had happened was I said, "This is her."
And pointed. You poked her in the side.
And I wrapped my arm around her and gave her a nugget. "Isn't that right, Maxine?"
Yeah, she's got hot takes about vaccines.
And then she walks away with the cups. And my sister goes, "You couldn't be louder. You couldn't possibly be louder." Addressing Maxine Vaccine. And I turned around and said, "Hey, Maxine, while you're at it, give us 70 cappuccinos."
Yeah, 17 cappuccinos. You see 6 people here? 17 cappuccinos.
Thank
You're right
you.
on the money. You're right on the money.
So yeah, that's what happened there. Oh, here's another good story.
Okay.
All right. So there's a new taco place that opened in our town called Dirty Taco.
Ah, well, that's not.
It's the best tacos I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It started on the South Shore of Long Island, which is trash.
Sure.
And it's like $5-6 tacos.
Great.
They're huge. They're fantastic, and they have fantastic margaritas. It's made for the South Shore. They have 2 locations on the South Shore.
Sure.
This is their first North Shore location.
Okay.
So we go there. You can't call in a reservation.
Wow. Okay.
So you have to go in and just give your name or whatever you
Is
get.
it a hole in the wall? Like 3... well, I guess now...
It's the size of a hole in the wall, but it's like... Now, this one's upscale. The other ones are a little...
Do you guys have indoor dining on Long Island? Or
Yes.
are they just defying shit?
Yes, they do outdoor, and then this place also had outdoor. They did a combo.
Did Cuomo only declare that for the state?
For the city.
Oh, only for the city?
Only for the city.
What?
Yeah.
Stupid.
So we go there.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, can I go inside? There's a security guard, which first of all looks like a guy that like I took a summer community college class with, but that wasn't a summer class for him. You know what I'm talking about? It was like a slick back hair, just a fucking Italian guy. I'm going to call him Anthony.
Sure. And
he goes, hey, how you doing? What are you looking to do? And I was like,
what are you looking to do?
What am I looking to do? What has anyone here asked besides eat and drink?
Right.
Has anyone here was like, I'm looking to service my car.
Right. As if it's like a test of like, if you don't say tacos, you're not allowed in. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just looking to get a table. He's like, oh, no problem. You go in, put your name down. So I go in and I put my name down.
He's a bodyguard? He's like a
He was
bouncer?
a security guard.
Yeah.
For the taco place.
Okay.
So I go in, and I was like, yeah, can I put my name down? They're like, no problem. It's going to be an hour wait. So I said, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
And I go outside, and the guy goes, man, you're not going to believe what's going on here, man. You're not going to believe these fucking people. And I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to believe whatever you say. I have a feeling.
For fear of my life.
And my sister and my girlfriend are there, and they're just freezing.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, so listen to this shit. You know, you could sit down, you could take out, you could order in. I was like, those last two are the same.
Yeah.
And
of course. Yep.
He's like, this guy pulls up, and he goes, hey, I got to go in, pick up my order. And I tell him, slow your roll, guy. We can only have a certain amount of people inside. You know, fucking Democrat Cuomo. And then he goes, okay, listen, guy. If I'm going to wait here, then I got to go inside and get a beer. And I was like, yeah, it's a crazy story. And the guy's like, yeah, well, you know, you can't just come to pick up and come out of your car and get a beer. And I was like, right, because you can't drink and drive.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, because you got to get food with the drink. She's like, I'll give you drink and drive, but you're going to get a guac and chips. You got to get something if you don't get the drink.
Yeah, eat the dried chips.
And I was like, you didn't grow up around here, did you? You grew up. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from? And my girlfriend and sister just walked away. They're like, we'll be in the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's everything that happened in the past 2 weeks.
Now that's a catch up of the 2 weeks. I'm trying to think.
And I'm gonna say something. That security guard,
yeah,
more retarded than the kid in the being pushed by the fireman. More. He definitely drooled more. And then tomorrow I'm going back because I got the doctor's appointment, Taylor.
You've got a doctor's appointment.
I got a doctor's appointment. I haven't been to the doctor, to a like a real physician for a physical since 2010. It's going to be 11 years since I've had a physical. A real physical.
Truly insane.
See, I don't think it's that crazy for people our age.
As somebody who's, I think I always have it has been a while since I've I think it was back in March. It had been 5 years.
Okay.
So yeah, but they did the blood work, and it's really the anxiety of fear of finding out something terrible is going on. This is how I know I'm just a very anxious person. Fear of finding out that you've just had cancer for ever, but because you're a young person and it's kind of, you're pseudo dealing with it.
I think that's how blood work comes back and they go, Taylor,
you've had cancer.
You have cancer. And you're like, for how long?
Yeah, they're 5 years.
Forever.
Yeah,
and
forever.
You're like, forever?
Since you were born.
So before you were even conceived, what? So you reincarnated as someone who previously had cancer.
Yeah, they had too much cancer when they died.
They brought it into the new life.
It's a reincarnation deal. Yeah, that's a genuine fear. Is that by the time by the time I get to the doctor and they do all the blood work and I get the results back and then they tell me, then it's too late to do anything. So it's my procrastination has led to me finding out that I now have cancer that's too far along, or a disease. It doesn't have to be cancer. A disease that's too far along, but because of my procrastination, I found out too late, and then I'm going to die. Or I can just forget about it and never go to the doctor.
Right. It's one or the other. I'll tell you what not to do. Go every 5 years. All right, don't go every time there's a Summer Olympics.
You're saying go sooner?
Go every year.
Right, Mr. 11 years.
Yeah, but I don't have the fear of cancer.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not like I have any reason. I mean, I do. Dad died from cancer. Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah.
I was going to say drinking.
Drinking causes cancer?
Well, yeah, liver cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also,
sure. I feel like
series
that would,
of other things.
I think that would be a thing that I would like notice would be happening. You know what I mean?
That's what every addict says.
No. Not. I don't mean in the sense of like I would know if I had a problem. I mean in the sense of I would know that if I like had an issue with my liver, then I would go to. You know what I mean? Like liver problems seem to be something that they would catch and be like.
Yeah, when you go to the doctor.
Right, but I would show symptoms.
But you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I know what you're saying. Nothing is rational about what I'm saying. There's nothing rational.
Nothing's rational about this podcast.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. It's the same thing with the dentist.
How often do you go to the dentist?
Last time I went for the first time, it had been about 4 years.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, 4 years, and then I showed up there, and I swear to God, they gave me one cavity for every year I hadn't been there. I had 4 cavities.
They docked you 4 cavities?
Yeah, they docked me 4 cavities.
They gave you 4 cavities?
I mean, listen, I'm a big dentist. If I'm a conspiracy theorist about anything, I'm convinced it's big dentistry is a thing that absolutely, like the dark spots on teeth that are cavities. I feel like they just make that shit up. I'm not saying I don't have cavities, but I am saying that by the time I get to the dentist, I think they dial up the contrast and make it seem like it's a lot worse than it really is. I don't have any teeth problems. I have a little sensitivity in my teeth when I bite into cold things, but that's it. All that I'm saying is I feel like, I gave them $700 after the fact, and feels a bit scammy. And my teeth don't feel better.
I want to go to where I was going to take this, but I'm going to stop
because it's going to be hurtful.
Do you think cavities are dark spots on teeth?
The way that I don't think that it's literally that, but the Xrays. On the Xrays.
Do you know what do you think a cavity is?
A pocket in your tooth that they have to fill. I can't be far.
It's a hole.
Yeah, it's a hole. A dark spot meaning it's a divot, right?
a dark spot meaning it absorbs light.
I mean, like when they show the X-ray, they go literally the X-ray. An X-ray, how they look, a jaw.
Yeah, but you can also see a cavity with your eyes.
No.
Yes, you can.
I'm saying that you can, but I'm saying I don't see my own fucking cavity. So
yeah.
Here's the thing.
If you could see your teeth, that's wild.
Here's the thing. If they could just poke my tooth and be like, this is a cavity that I'm poking, I can put a mirror up and show you.
They do that.
They do not. What they do is they take the full X-rays. Why do you need to show me an X-ray of something that you can show me if I just open my fucking mouth?
Because they can't show you when you open your mouth. There's no series of mirrors that could show you a hole in your tooth. That's why they had the X-ray.
What I'm saying is bullshit here. Is a dentist could just go, all right, you go into the bathroom and open up your fucking mouth and look in the mirror, and you can see all the cavities, and then I'll get to work. But instead, they show me a fucking X-ray where I'm pretty sure they adjust the brightness and contrast in there. They make it a little bit darker. They got Photoshop open. They go, they just darken up a little spot, and they go, boom, we got a drill in there. We got a drill, baby, drill.
There's a reason why people go to the dentist more often than the doctor. It's because you can't just open your mouth in the mirror and go.
But
and sometimes you can. And sometimes you can.
You were just saying that you can see a cavity if you just open your mouth.
Sometimes you can.
I'm saying,
especially a dentist when he's looking with the mirror can see it.
A dentist has never looked at my mouth with it open and been like, "That's a cavity. That's a cavity. That's a cavity."
Because you go every 12 years.
What? I'm saying. The X-ray is the scam aspect of this. The X-ray, the X-ray is where they go. It's like the lie detector test. It's like whatever you want it to be, it is. It would be inadmissible in court. I've been watching a lot of The Wire.
I'll tell you one thing. We're gonna start a new podcast called "Graphic Designer Does Medicine," and it's just we're gonna go disease by disease, and you go, fuck fucking.
I'd love to do like feeling it out. I feel like where you just give me something and
Taylor feels science.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel it out. I'm gonna give you my strongest opinion based purely on feeling. That's it. I feel like dentists are scam artists who are just trying to drill into my face and then expect me to pay them $200 every time it happens.
Your stance on dentists is the same stance Democrats have on big oil.
Yeah. They want to frack my fucking teeth and then have me pay for it. Pieces of shit.
I'll tell you one thing. You got to get a fucking tribe of Native Americans on your side in order to stop this dentistry.
What's that movie? The Indian in the Cabinet, where it's like there's like a tiny Indian man and then there's also a tiny Indian cowboy, and it's like this is definitely it's like something in the wardrobe.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No. I'll pull it up after, but it's definitely like there's a tiny Native American man who's living in a wardrobe, and there's also a tiny cowboy that's living in a wardrobe. No idea the rest of the plot line of it. That in my mouth protests.
I'll tell you one thing.
Hold on. I need to confirm I didn't just make up this movie in my head.
If you didn't have fans before this, you didn't make any in the past 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah?
There's no one that's
listening to me.
I'm very lost on your stance here.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Toy
good.
Soldiers?
The Indian in the Cupboard.
Wow, that was a real...
That's a real thing.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I'm saying. When you said Native American protests, I was like, oh, that'd be funny if you just did that, but then put them all in my mouth and then they're protesting.
That's you putting the Indian into your mouth and being like, do you see the cavities?
And I give them little poster board and markers to to start their protest signs.
We're gonna need more Indians.
Listen, that's all I'm saying. All that I'm trying to say here is that I've never been to a dentist appointment and walked out and felt like I got my money's worth and they had my best interest at heart. I feel like they're...
Yeah, well, then you just need a better dentist.
I think I just need a better dentist.
That's like going to a lawyer and being like, here's my case, and they go, you're guilty. And you're like, what?
Also, I had... is it weird that the guy who, every time I check out with them, he looks at my health insurance and then explains to me in detail why I need to change my health insurance to something else? Like, this guy is giving me medical, like...
I would take their word for it.
You would take their word for it?
It's a guy who works with insurance every day.
I don't know. I think it's just the dentist. Listen, they stab me in the gums with Novocaine and then drill into my face. It's not a trustworthy business. Fuck the dentist.
I like that this all leads to you being like, listen, I just don't like Jews and Indians. That's all I'm trying to say. This is you trying to dance around. You're like, I just don't trust them. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to the doctor, and that's why I can't drink tonight.
Why? I don't understand.
I'm going in clean bill of health. I don't want to do anything in the past 24 hours. I've been eating clean. Yeah. I haven't been drinking. I'm getting my blood work.
But what are you if you
I haven't gone to the doctor in fucking 15 years.
Yeah, but are you worried you're going to get a bad test score?
I want the most authentic numbers. The true numbers. I want my liver enzymes to be here. I want my cholesterol to be there. I want someone in my ass.
Sure.
Which could happen. I don't know what he's going to do.
What are you trying not to go again until you're 50?
Maybe. If this test goes well, if I don't drink tonight.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, that's what's so maybe I'll have some stories after my first doctor test.
It's
test.
You're trying to ace this. You're
trying to ace as best as I can. First of all, you can't ace a physical. You could just be healthy.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you know you're already healthy, why do you need a doctor to...
Yeah, but how healthy am I?
What?
There's people that weigh 400 pounds that think they're healthy. They're not healthy.
Uh-huh. Are you worried that he's going to tell you that you're not healthy if you have a drink?
Well, last time I went to the doctor, I tell you this story. This is what we're going to end on.
Okay.
Last time I went to the doctor to get a physical because I was weighing 300 pounds at the time and I couldn't stop sweating. So I went there because I did research and I thought I had high testosterone. That's why I couldn't stop sweating.
Sure.
So I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, let me take a blood test." And he was like, "Okay, turn away. I'm taking your blood." And I didn't really feel anything. And then he walked out of the room and came back in. And I was like, "I don't even know if this guy took blood." He's like, "No, you're just fat." Stop.
He's like looking over some results, and then he flips it around and it's just a blank sheet of paper. He's like, "Yeah, you're fat.
You're just fat.
You're a fat."
I was like, "Where do we go from here?" He's like, "You stop being fat.
Yeah,
stop now."
I mean, obviously, it's deep. It's one of the most personal things because you're getting the doctor's appointments about your health,
right?
But it also just feels like it's like you. It almost feels like you're gonna go stunt on this doctor.
He's gonna see me and be like, "This fucking guy."
You gotta be in your biggest thing of health to be like, "Hey,
I'm gonna do push-ups in the room."
Yeah, remember 11 years ago?
No, different guy. That was a pediatrician.
Yeah,
I'm going to a brand new guy.
You want to make a good first impression?
I'm trying to make a good first impression. If this guy's going to be my guy for life, let's do it. My name's Rich. I have good blood. I didn't drink last night.
For you.
For you.
I did
this for you, not for me. For you.
For you.
So don't fuck it up.
My blood is going to be so goddamn clean when you take it.
Just takes out and it's white.
Yeah. I also put a bunch of glue in my blood.
I'm anemic.
Yeah.
So that's I'll come back next week and I'll have a tale.
All right.
All right, team. Thanks for listening.
Bye.